Welcome to RSSDI 2020. I am Dr. Sanjay Kamble, and on behalf of Vocard RSSDI TV 2020, I welcome you all. I am glad to have with us today a renowned diabetologist from Nagpur, Dr. Sunil Gupta. Dr. Sunil is a senior diabetologist with more than 25 years of clinical experience in his practice. He is a director at Sunil's Diabetes Care and Research Center, Nagpur. Welcome, Dr. Gupta, to the show.
Thank you, Sanjay.
Based on your recent talk in RSSDI, we would like to know why self-monitoring of blood glucose is important in diabetes mellitus.
See, monitoring is very, very important in all people with diabetes, whether it's type 1, whether it's type 2, whether it's pregnancy diabetes. But, it depends on what kind of therapy you are. So when we talk about monitoring, it is of various kinds. Self-monitoring of blood glucose is one of the very, very basic part of, if you give me a table of diabetes, it has four pillars. One of the pillar is diet and exercise. Second will be pharmacotherapy. Third will be monitoring. So diet, exercise, medicines, and monitoring. So it is one of the four pillars of the table of diabetes. Without this pillar, the table is incomplete. So self-monitoring of blood glucose means a person should have a glucometer at home and should monitor blood glucose on a regular basis. On various patients will have different recommendations. Now, it is very important, unless and until you monitor a blood glucose, you will not be able to understand. It is like driving a car with closing your eyes or keeping a eye sheet on your eyes. So if you don't monitor, you won't know you are driving a car, but still where you are going, whether you will have some accidents or not. So it's always better to keep your eyes open. So using glucometer and self-monitoring blood glucose is basically a tool to keep yourself on track, and it will monitor whether, suppose someday you take some rice and you see where a blood glucose going up or down, where sometimes you take some other food, and so it's a wonderful tool. And I always recommend that every person with diabetes should have a glucometer at home. In a very, very lighter way, Sanjay, I say, like you have chaddi banan as a compulsory thing with you, irrespective whether it's earthquake, whether it's fire, but still you will be wearing chaddi banan and will not come out of it. Similarly, its glucometer should be like this. It has that much importance in your life. So anyone who's being labeled as diabetes, even if they're just on diet therapy, should have a glucometer at home. That's the importance.
How often is self-monitoring of blood glucose done in diabetes mellitus?
Sanjay, as I told you, if it is a type 1 diabetes, multiple doses of insulin, minimum 4 to 6 times or sometimes 8 points monitoring per day. But our population, our country is a poor country, and it's not very much affordable for many of the patients. And that's why in such situation, we say go for the staggering method of monitoring. One day you do fasting, second day you do pre-lunch, third day you do post-lunch, fourth day you do pre-dinner, fifth day you do for post-dinner, and sixth day you go for a 3 a.m. monitoring. Like this, you can have a 5 to 6 or 7 readings in 6 days different time, and you come to know how is the overall profile of the week you have, and again repeat it the next week. So this is a staggering method if you are on multiple doses of insulin therapy. If you are in a critical care situation, if you are in have some illness like you have corona now here, in that situation, possibly you'll have to monitor at least 4 to 6 times per day, maybe 3 pre-meal and 3 post-meal, and maybe 3 a.m. in the morning. You have to monitor more frequently if you have some sick day or some sick day kind of thing at home, or anything post-op or any emergencies. Those who are type 2 diabetes, they are supposed to, if they are only on medical nutrition therapy, then they can monitor it once in a week, once in 10 days, once in a fortnight, fasting, postprandial, and also for pre-dinner, post-dinner. This is for those who are only on diet therapy. Those who are on oral drugs, these people should be monitoring it possibly once in a week, fasting, postprandial, and should check the HbA1c every 4 months. Those who are on multiple doses of insulin therapy in type 2 diabetes, they are also should behave like type 1 and should also monitor more frequently. That is what is the message. For pregnancy diabetes, every woman should monitor fasting, post breakfast, pre-lunch, post-lunch, post-dinner, pre-lunch, pre-dinner, post-dinner, and sometime and once in a week 3 a.m. in the morning. So this is the protocol if the lady is on insulin therapy. If they are also on diet therapy, not they should be also monitoring at least 2 to 3 blood glucose, at least 3 post meal blood glucose, post breakfast, post lunch, and post dinner. If it is pure gestational diabetes, only on diet therapy, and then accordingly it has to be individualized. So monitoring is important, and every person should be taking proper care on those lines. The only thing is there are some precautions to be taken while monitoring. You have to wash your finger properly. You just have to don't press it too much. When you do sugar, you should not be pricking the in the center. 90% of the people prick in the center. Ideally it should be on the around the finger and not at the center. So that's few things. Sometimes you use the same needle for other people, which can be dangerous in this era. So should never use this. You should be using only your own needle. So there are some important messages even for clinicians.
So in which group of patients is self-monitoring most important?
I told you most important. I feel I'll rate it as pregnancy diabetes the first. If they are pre-gestational diabetes, already type 1 or type 2 during pregnancy, compulsorily they have supposed to be monitoring 6 to 8 points of blood glucose daily. If they're type 1 diabetes and who have brittle diabetes, type 1 diabetes, or diabetes with hypoglycemia unawareness. Those who don't have awareness to hypoglycemia should be monitoring. A patient with autonomic neuropathy, those who have with kidney disease, those who have with heart disease, these people, those who have with poor ejection fraction, all these patients, those who are on dialysis, these patients should be monitoring more aggressively to avoid hypoglycemia and hyperglycemic spikes. Other people who are only on diet therapy or small dose of insulin or oral drugs may be monitoring little less frequently.
Thank you so much for sharing your views, and stay tuned to RSSDI TV 2020 for more recent updates from RSSDI. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Sanjay, and thank you, Vocard, as well as thank you, RSSDI.